So let me share this short story with you all. My I used to have two cycles, not one, two. One which got passed on to my younger brother. I was in my ninth standard, and my younger brother was in his fourth. And that point in time, he used to be very naughty. So my smaller cycle got passed on to him, while I got my BSc SLR. Now the first cycle which was there, it was gifted to me by my uh, uncle, my dad's younger brother, and that cycle was very dear to me. Now one fine day, it so happened that my brother was riding his cycle outside the gate, and my parents were working. And I happened to complain to my parents, saying that he's riding the cycle outside the building, and they got worried. And the next thing I know was they sold they sold off both the cycles. Now that point in time, me as the 14 or 15-year old was very angry, sad, obviously, because I I just shared this news with my parents, and even without my knowledge, they just decided to sell off the cycles, both the cycles, and both these cycles were very dear to me, especially the smaller one, because I got it when I was in my second standard. So, and I'm someone who likes to preserve things given to me by people. After that day, I never I never really uh, rode a cycle, you can say. And I never knew how deep that particular event has affected me until last year, when I sat to do something called as the personal peace procedure. Personal peace procedure is wherein you sit and note down certain events of your life which may have triggered you in some way. And I don't know from where this particular incident showed up for me. It just showed up as I was listing down, and I realized that where where from is this coming? And even within this one incident, there are three things in terms of the trigger. One being my cycle gets sold off, the present cycle. Another being my old cycle gets sold off for no fault of mine, and that cycle was dear to me. And third being the grudge on my parents, because they didn't inform me that they are doing something like this, and it's a huge step, and I am 14 or 15-year old. Why am I not told? Why am I not given the reason as to why is my cycle is being sold off? That was unfair. So within one incident, there were three things that I was holding on to, which I also wasn't aware about. It's only when I sat to do my personal peace procedure is when I realized what all things am I holding on to, even at this stage. Maybe I was not holding on to it to a larger extent, because obviously there are a lot of incidents that happen even after that. Life moves on. But the girl who was 14-year old was still only, the inner child was still there, stuck there. And like I said, I never rode a cycle after that. But after I addressed and worked on my that particular event, that thing that happened when I was a 14-year old, when I worked around it, everything changed for me. And the past 3.5 months, I have been riding his cycle. In fact, he happened to leave behind his cycle before he shifted, and it's so surprising that uh, I am using his cycle, and I've been exercising using his cycle. I'm back to my cycling days, and that is something I used to really enjoy as a child. So, uh, this is a very beautiful realization, and wherein I let go. I worked around whatever I was experiencing as that child, and I tapped around it and I let go. So notice what all are your triggers, what all are you holding on to. And if you are, and if as part of one-on-one sessions I can take you through the release work, I would be glad to do that, because I am a happy nobody and I practice combination of tools. There is EFT, emotional freedom technique, and a couple of other tools. So rise above these situations and release yourself from the prison of your unpleasant thoughts and experiences.